One of the craziest things is in the early 1900s, 1800s, heart disease was a rarity. By 1950s, 1960s, it became a leading cause of death. Anybody got any ideas why? Well, there's a few factors. You hear them sit there, the FDA constantly saying, oh, you want to use vegetable oils, you want to use vegetable oils for your cooking because of heart disease. Well, early 1900s, 1800s, they used lard and fat or beef fat. So how come it didn't create heart disease back then, but it would now? Interesting. But 1911 or whatever it was, I think it was 1911, Crisco came out. Well, that's when the heart disease stuff started showing up. It's kind of weird. You know, in the 60s, 50s, they didn't have a lot of processed foods. So you can't blame all that on processed foods. Yes, it started then, but you can't blame a lot of the health on that. So where did the bad health come from, the heart disease? Because the main difference was the oils, because they started pushing vegetable oils, which were a lot easier than using lard and stuff like that. Well, if you look into it, you'll see that vegetable oils, like if they're in a clear container and they're out in the sun for a short period of time or on your cupboard, they actually go bad. And the oil, or what it turns to, is actually way worse than what lard or anything can even think about being. So we started saving our bacon greases and stuff and just putting it in the fridge and started cooking more with that. And we now buy lard from the store, and I know it kind of goes against what the government likes to tell you, that lard and bacon grease and all that other stuff is so bad for you. It gives you heart disease. It's funny how it didn't give you heart disease in the early 1900s or 1800s. It only started in the, when 1950s, 60s, when it really started ramped up and started becoming the number one killer. And then, of course, with processed foods and everything else picking up around then and stuff. So, anyway, let's go on to saving some of that bacon grease. This is what we do. I just use a coffee filter and a jar. Here's the one I got out of the fridge, but you don't want to dump hot bacon grease in a cold jar. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in this jar right here, which is warmed up. I had it sitting right here by the burner, so it's nice and warm. So I can go ahead and dump the hot bacon grease right in there in that filter. You just dump a little bit at a time as it slowly drains through there. And it'll get out all those particles. And it'll look nice and clean just like that. And just stick it in your fridge, and it's great for cooking. See, it just slowly runs in there. It collects all the particles in the top. Alright. And when you use this, adds a little bit of that bacon flavor to whatever you're cooking. Just let it sit for a little bit. See, got a nice little stream going on in there. But that'll get it nice and clean. Like I said, then you just stick it in the fridge and you can scoop it out as you need it. Alright, thanks for watching. Be healthy. Bye.